Production check, quiet on set. Department of Theater Arts. Check. Department of Film, Television, and Media. Check. All right, quiet on set. Lights, camera, action.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's presentation of What About Tomorrow as we celebrate September, which is National Recovery Month. My name is Donald Harris. I'm a mental health education consultant with San Bernardino County, Department of Behavioral Health, Substance Use Disorder and Recovery Services. And there's a very special guest that I'd like you to meet.
Hi, my name is Melinda Fogel, and I'm a theater arts professor at San Bernardino Valley College. I'm also the director of What About Tomorrow? We're happy to be partnering with San Bernardino County Department of Behavioral Health to use unique and creative ways to get the message out about drug and alcohol abuse, substance use disorders, and how to get help and into recovery.
So as you view tonight's presentation, we hope that it speaks to you, that it reaches someone who needs to be reached, and that it helps someone who needs help. Please enjoy the show.
My name is Candace, and I'm a full-time student, and what brought me here today is me telling a bit of my story, and hopefully it helps someone. The first taste of alcohol was like 4 or 5, maybe 6, because I think my brother was alive. And then what influenced me is like my mom used to have a lot of parties, and like little girl, parties, and there would be a lot of wine coolers, and I would go and like sip on the wine coolers when she wasn't around. In my family, my mom was beat, and then after my stepdad went to jail, then my mom started beating me at like 10, and then she tried to kill me, so that kind of led to it spiraling out.
Yo, what's up, fool?
Hey, rise and shine, fool. We got a busy day today, alright?
I already told you as it is, Essay. I have class every Thursday, fool. Plus my PO's on my ass. Man, bro, I'm on my toes as it is, fool.
Damn, the PO, fool. What did I tell you? That's the sweating the small stuff, G. Look, I'll pass by around later, alright?
Hey, fool, my class starts at 6:30, and I don't get out till 8:30, fool.
Shit, well, I bet you better find an excuse then, huh? Hey, don't keep me waiting like last time, alright? Shit looks real unprofessional.
Alright then, Sleepy, I get you. Alright, late.
Good evening, everyone. I'm glad that you all made it here safely. Look, I'm going to cut to the chase. We're here because we all made mistakes, and we've all messed up. But we're also here because some portion of us believes that we can change. But it's all up to you. Isn't that right, Juanito?
Yes, sir.
Juanito's been here for 4 months, and he's done great so far. Welcome back, Juanito. There's a few ground rules that we're going to have to establish. First, during our meetings, you can't smoke or drink. We're here to fix our problems, not to embrace them. Second of all, everyone must show up on time and stay for the full duration of the meeting to get credit.
Shit, so what, we in school now, Essay?
No, not quite. I'm not going to call home when you don't, show up. Remember, this is your time. Third, remember that all phones must be put away to avoid distractions. And lastly, to maintain a level of respect, we must remember whatever is said stays here because some things are personal. So let's go around the Zoom room and introduce ourselves. Any volunteers?
Well, I guess I'll go first. My name's Ethan.
Go on.
And my friends caught me using and selling, so I'm here to fix my problem.
Why you getting all up in the homie's business? Didn't know you were his mom. Damn.
Don't worry, Mr. Romero. We'll get to you shortly.
Look, I know that drugs are bad. I mean, that's obviously why I'm here, but My friends actually were able to talk me into coming and getting some help, so that was pretty cool of them.
Well, you think to me you have people in your life who really care for you more than you might for yourself. And honestly, you should listen to them more often. It might do you some good. Now, what about Mary Jane?
Hi, I'm here.
Go ahead and please introduce yourself.
Well, as you said, I'm Mary Jane, but I go by MJ. I'm here because I do drugs, and most recently, I've done meth, and I'm also here because of my dad. So, yeah.
Her name should be Crystal.
That was uncalled for.
That was uncalled for, Holmes. Your raggedy ass.
Hey, rule number 4 is respect. So let's not keep wasting time. Now, MJ, really, as young as you are, I'm glad that you're here.
Well, people have to grow, and look, sir, you seem like a nice guy, and I appreciate what you're doing, but I honestly just don't want to talk about this anymore.
Hey, same Chico. So how about we cut to this, this cheesy shit and just get this over with, fools? Damn.
Well, to grow, you must understand that a problem actually exists. But that takes time. Up next, how about Jada?
Can you pick someone else? This is such a waste of my time.
Word.
Jada, look, you're your own person, and I can tell that this isn't really the lifestyle you want to live. You got goals and dreams.
You don't know anything about me.
You can tell a lot through somebody's eyes and demeanor. And I know this isn't what you want.
Orale, Scarface. There we go. The motivational shit.
So let's reevaluate and tell us who you are.
Who are you, my pastor? Look, I'm here because I like to smoke and I've popped a few pills. You can only spend so many summers in Paris before it gets boring. But that's besides the point. I'm here because my dad doesn't want people knowing that his daughter isn't as perfect as she seems to be. I just want my credit card and my car back, and this is the only way to get that.
Well, I guarantee, Jada, that if you continue to come back to these groups and open up your mind, then perhaps you get more out of this than just your car and credit cards back.
Whatever you say, Mr. Mind Reader.
Well, the last person to share will be Mr. Romero.
Nah, fool. Why don't you just move along or whatever, because this shit's stupid anyways.
Mr. Romero, we're here for self-improvement to change our lives. And the only way that I can help you is if you participate and open yourself up.
Nah, fool. Look, you can help me by leaving me the hell alone or backing off. I told you I'm good, fool. Shit.
The way I see it, you don't have a choice. You're here on a court order referral. And we only have a few of these meetings left. And I'd rather do this smoothly.
Well, get used to it, fool. Because I'm sitting my ass right here not doing a damn thing. You don't know me, so don't talk to me like you care and shit, SA. We already know how it goes.
Well, I believe, saved by the bell. I would like to God in everyone, but things do happen.
So we doing or what, fool? Because I got shit to do.
I have to say goodbye and please be safe. Everyone remember the rules and think about your future. Ask yourself, what about tomorrow? You all have a great night and stay safe.
All right, for sure. I'm out, little Rob.
You got a crazy bunch this time, Abigail. If only you were here, you know the words to say. Well, I guess I'm getting a little bit too old for this crowd.
Hey, MJ, how are you doing, my dear?
Hey, Veronica. I'm doing, okay, I guess. What's up?
Well, I was just calling to see how group went and if you thought your dad put you in the right place.
It's going okay. We just really did introductions today, but, yeah, as for my dad, well, he's a hypocrite, so.
Well, you know how things are, but I was wondering, do you think maybe this place might be good for me too? You know, I go through issues.
I do think it'll help you. You know, I know you talked to me about everything that's going on. Mike is really cool. I think it'll, you should think about it. You should really think about coming.
Oh, good. Well, on to a different topic. Have you met anyone in group?
What do you mean by that?
Oh, you know, anyone cute?
Well, There's this guy named Carlos, but I mean, he's a player and he's a bit like rude, so I don't know.
Ah, just your type.
I guess.
All right, MJ. I'll talk to you later. It was good talking to you.
Bye, Veronica.
Bye.
I don't need this shit.
Hi, I'm Ethan. I'm currently really liking the program, and I think it's gonna work. I really do. I haven't touched drugs in almost a week, and I'm just really trying to follow Mike's guidance. And I think I'm feeling better already. I got this.
The first meeting was so boring, but honestly, this should be like a piece of cake for me. Just a couple more meetings, and then I get my card and my car back. I'm gonna max that card out.
Hey guys, so I'm working on some stuff, and my recovery. I really haven't slept a lot. So, yeah.
Interesting group this time. Carlos is a bit of a jerk, but kind of reminds me of myself when I first started 4 months ago. But I'm sure Mike will be able to handle him. Right now I'm just continuing my process from this rehab and staying sober from dealing and using.
Good afternoon, group. I'd like to start today with Toby, since he wasn't able to make it last week. Toby, go ahead.
Okay. I'm Toby, and I'm here because I was prescribed painkillers by my doctor because of a sports injury, and that's how I got addicted. It's empty. The recommended dose was 1 a day, but eventually I started taking 6 a day. And even when I didn't need them anymore, I kept taking them. Eventually, I told the truth to my doctor, and she assigned me to these meetings. I'm just trying to take it one day at a time.
Glad to have you here, Toby. And I see positive things happening with you. Jada, how have you been this past week? I know this wasn't exactly your cup of tea to try, but how's your week been?
Honestly, it's been a little bit rough. I haven't been using as often, and it's been really challenge-friendly for me mentally.
I see, Jada. That's a great start. You know, progress is measured in different ways. Thanks a lot for sharing.
Hey Jada, you know what? I'm kind of going through the same thing, so you're not alone. I'm glad I'm not, at least.
Wow, Carlos. I'm surprised you even showed up. Glad you're here.
Same with you, Scarface.
You think that's funny, huh? I sure called your PO last week.
Do it, fool. I don't care. It ain't gonna hurt me.
And didn't hurt your homeboy Smiley either. What happened to him? He died, right? Is he smiling now? What about your friend TJ? I bet he's out there slinging dope on the street. Am I wrong? And just like your brother, he got locked up recently for dealing. What do you got to say about that, Scarface?
Who are you, fool? Dare do I catch you in the streets? I told you, fool, you don't know anything about me. What you know about Smiley? Shit, I knew these fools been snitching around over here for no good reason. Don't trip. Those fools gonna get what they deserve. And my brother? How dare you, fool?
Smiley was your best friend, wasn't he, Carlos? He used to come to our group, too. Did you even know that? I knew him, Carlos. And when he died, damn, I cried like hell. I still feel sad. Had to see him at his funeral, which you couldn't even go to because you're locked up. What a friend you are, Carlos. He was sobering out, planning to leave the streets and become a truck driver. Had a passion for traveling and wanted to explore the country.
I'm sorry about your friend, Carlos.
You know what? I was out of line. I'm sorry, but Carlos, it's holding you back. Why don't you open up? Are you just too cool for all this? You got a passion or something that motivates you? Ethan, what are you passionate about?
I'm into MMA and boxing, sir.
Martial arts. Yeah, fascinating. Juanito, don't let me down.
Come on, Mike. You already know I'm into spray painting and art.
I know, but I still want you to share with us. And what about you, Jada?
I would love to design purses or maybe even have my own fashion line.
Wonderful, Jada. Show us one of your creations next week. Okay? And MJ, what about you?
I like reading and writing poetry.
Amazing. Poetry. And Toby?
I mentioned sports earlier. That's my passion, specifically basketball.
See, Carlos, no one's afraid. We're all family here. Now tell us about your passion, your motivations, what gets you going in your day, your stress reliever.
Yeah, tell us, Carlos.
I like to rap, I guess.
Rapping, see? There you go, Carlos. That's perfect. Do you think you could spit a few bars for us next week?
All right, sure.
All right, class, make sure you bring your passions and motivations to next week's meeting so that we can share them. Be safe and plan for positive change and think about a better tomorrow.
Bye, Mike.
Abigail, I think we're getting closer. Some of them are beginning to change. I have hope. Good night, babe.
So I ran away from foster care because I was getting abused in foster care. And then I met someone, but I was codependent and didn't realize I was codependent and like very needy and had abandonment issues. So I got with someone and then they killed someone and I was taught to never tell. So I did a 12-year bid on that. And then from that, I started doing drugs and alcohol in jail because what else is there to do but either sell drugs or do drugs? Say I was about 26 and I was throwing a big old pajama jam and everybody was drinking and I had weed and everything and I was just like so high out of my mind off of pills. I was like, everybody just take everything and just leave. And then that was just the moment when I was like, I don't feel good doing this anymore. Like it just feels wrong. So I started looking for help. We had programs that they had started in the prison system, so I was like, oh, okay, I'll go. First, they started off like with a 12-step meeting, and I was like, this ain't my jive. And then I was like, well, maybe I can go talk to a counselor. And so the more I kept talking to like the 12-step counselors, I was like, oh, I actually like this. Like I could relate. I would like to open up a youth center for children exiting out of foster care and troubled youth in the minority communities. You know, I feel like any little thing could help, you know, just enough attention can guide someone on the right path. I'm a true advocate of recovery. I believe it works if you believe it works. Because, I mean, you can hear a million things, but it doesn't matter until you actually experience it or you want to actually believe that and take the first step.
Hey, Ethan, how's it going?
Hey, it's going good. How about you, Jesus?
Everything's going well. Thanks for asking. By the way, where's Sarah? I thought she was gonna join up with us.
I know, right?
Yeah, sorry. I was talking to my mom. Anyways, how are your meetings going, Ethan?
You know, they're actually going really well, and it's so crazy how much I've been learning. Mike's guidance has really helped get me back on track.
Yay! I'm so glad to hear that you're doing good.
Thank you.
Yeah, dude, I mean, that's great. And I still can't believe that you were doing those drugs. I mean, come on.
I know, but my situation at home isn't always easy, so.
You know you can always reach out to us.
Yeah, we're here for you every step of the way.
That means so much to me, guys. Seriously, you have no idea. But I actually only have one more meeting left, so once it's over, we are definitely getting together and having a movie night like we used to.
Ooh, I've seen a few movies that were good that we can watch together.
Nice.
Yeah, totally. My mom is calling. I'll talk to you guys later, okay?
Okay, bye, Sarah.
All right, see you, Sarah. Oh, shoot. I have to head to work now too, Ethan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, by the way, Ethan, I believe in you. Always remember that.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Have a good shift.
Yeah, thank you. Talk to you later.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Hello, Jeanette.
Hello? Mike?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, Mike. How are you? It's been a while.
I've been doing well, still working with my group meetings. I have a new group this year.
You and your meetings. You know, it's so good that you do them. I'm so glad you do them.
So I wanted to ask you for a favor, if you don't mind coming into my next meeting to share your story with us.
Sure. When and what time is the next meeting?
It'll be next Thursday at 6 p.m.
I'm pretty sure I could squeeze it in.
Great, thank you.
Awesome. I'll see you then.
All right, take care.
You too, Mike. And Mike, please take care of yourself.
I will.
All right. Goodbye, Mike.
Hi. Everything's been pretty chill, I guess. Everything's going good. I see my skin clearing up, which is a good sign, I think. So Carlos likes rapping, huh? Interesting. I looked in the mirror recently and I see myself getting better, and I haven't used in a few days or so. So that's pretty good. Okay, well, thanks for listening. Bye!
Hey, Ethan here. I'm still doing well. That was an interesting class we had last week, to say the least. I'm actually surprised that Carlos and Mike even spoke, but I'm glad that they were able to connect. I guess let's see what this week has in store.
Okay, I'm not sure what was going on in that last meeting, but I could literally watch Mike and Carlos go at it all day. What's been up with me? Well, my skin's been a little drier than usual, and I've been really dehydrated this past week, but otherwise, I'm sober, so that's better than usual. Oh, I'm not one to gossip, but between you and me, I think there's something going on between Carlos and MJ.
I've just been spending my time at home. Sometimes it'd be with my family. Other times I'd just be playing video games. Something I haven't done in a while. My process has just been straight up quitting, cold turkey. Sometimes I handle it well, other times I don't. There's some painful throbbing and muscle spasms. The cravings just drive me nuts. I'm really glad that I'm doing these meetings. It's helping me make sure that my addiction doesn't get worse. And I can tell that Mike genuinely cares about us, which is always good.
Can't wait to show the class my new art piece. I think this will blow them away. I really hope Carlos does come back though. That was a really heated argument between him and Mike. By the looks of it, he took Mike's words as disrespect, but if that fool does come back, we can see if he really raps or not.
So, guess I'm gonna try this shit. I know my homie Smiley was doing all that. I wish I was there for him. I wish I was there for him at his funeral. He deserved his best friend to be there. I'm gonna do this for him. I guess I'll start rapping and I'm gonna hit that MJ up, that MJ chick, and just hit her up, and she's really good with the writings and shit. Yeah. Alright. I better get to it.
Good afternoon, group. I want to introduce all of you to my special guest, Jeanette. Jeanette, are you there?
Yeah, Mike.
I brought Jeanette today to share her impactful story, which has a relationship to each and every one of you in some way. I hope to see that you all have a similar outcome from these meetings as Jeanette has. Jeanette, please share.
Hello, everyone. So, my name's Jeanette, and I'm here to share my story with all of you. So, on a Saturday night, me and my friend decided to go to a party. We drank a lot. And afterwards, we drove around town. I missed a right turn and a semi hit us. And it compressed my car entirely. I still had my friend in the passenger seat. I was able to get out. I was so dizzy that I passed out, but it was too late for her. And she didn't end up making it. I started drinking. I drank almost every day to forget the accident, and I kept blaming myself for my friend's death. I became an alcoholic at the age of 17. I eventually got alcohol poisoning, and I was rushed to the hospital. After getting hospitalized, I was sent to rehab to get clean. I sat through the same meetings as you guys. I've been sober for 6 years. I still think about my friend every once in a while, and I still blame myself. But, you know, things happen, and we eventually have to move on. And now I'm just working on my master's in theater arts, and I'm continuing to progress my life from that tragic accident. Thank you.
Some things in life we can't just take back. But to be forgiven, first we have to be able to forgive. Some of my past have really hurt me, and I've learned to forgive, as you should all be able to forgive yourself.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you, Jeanette, for sharing and joining the call today.
It's no problem. Talk to you soon. I wish you all good luck and goodbye.
Bye, Jeanette.
So I'm sure we're all intrigued to be here today, as we're going to share a bit of our personal lives here today. And I'd like to start with Jada, and we can go around the room. And Jada, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mike. Well, guys, this is one of the purses I designed. It's made 100% out of recyclable materials, just to show that we can all be fashionable yet eco-friendly.
Dude, that's so cute. You have to tell me where to get one.
Yeah, I'm really on board with that. They do look really nice.
Thank you.
Oh.
Wow, I really like that. Very creative, Jada.
Thanks, Mike. Ethan, do you want to go next?
All right. I have got this signed letter from my favorite fighter, and it's just kind of my motivation when I watch him. You know, I'm just so encaptured by his performance, and it really helps keep me distracted, especially when I grab some wings with my friends and we all just root against each other. So it just kind of brings me peace for the most part. Juanito, I choose you.
All right, everyone. Well, this is my art book, and in here's the art style that I do. I also like to paint these around the walls of my garage and other canvases. I don't know, this art style is just how I can escape reality and just join my own little world. And I don't know, it's just a hobby, I guess. Toby, you up?
Some real good stuff. I really like what I'm hearing.
This right here is no ordinary basketball. I shot this ball just as the final buzzer was about to go off, with the scores tied for my high school CIF championship game. I made the shot, and I won my team the game. It was the most incredible feeling ever. I keep it as a memento and for good luck. Help motivate me through my recovery. MJ, your turn.
Well, actually, me and Carlos have something to share with you all. Carlos, go ahead.
Yeah. I got some help from MJ. She's, a dope writer and kind of made a poetic rap for you all. So, especially during these times of recoveries, and for my homie Smiley, or better known as Manuel. Pretty much here it is. All right.
Needles, needles, and needles. A drug abuse, now that's lethal. Your family, your mom, your dad, your sister, the big brother that you once had. Keep telling yourself it ain't bad, because you smoke it after you roll it. Makes you cool, and now you the fool. Your life flashes right in front of you, holding on to the hate you're accustomed to. You're dead. What a waste to get out of your head and embrace the brain full of lead. Your future is sped, or was it speed you took last week? Don't remember taking that handful of greed that you leave behind to the streets, not giving a shit. Didn't read the signs are in front of your face like a stampede. You're winning the race, now you got your mind in space. What a waste, holding life in the palm of a spoon, just a few minutes before your doom. Locked up and thrown out, same day from here on out. Behind the bars you sleep alone, covering scars a stepping stone, seeing time move stupid slow. Front row seats to your death row. I don't understand it. We don't understand it. But god damn it, how do we let go of a bad habit? An addiction or love we backstabbing. Our family and friends, they ain't laughing no more. But tears of mourn at your funeral, the face is torn. No thought of being adorned until fate shoots a storm. Your mom screaming her lungs out. A friend has seen enough now. A friend has seen enough now. Got the whole crowd dressed in a black gown, supposed to be the next to the crown, a repeated history to just a sound. Just put your moms in the hospital. What? You find that ironical? Seems like it's logic to you to be illogical. What about the biological? Do you think about them, or is it comical to you that you were in their only kin? Hoping to see you become a man to lead your family and take a stand to see. Think about it for a second before you pick up what's lit. Holding on to a small piece might end a life in one reef. I say it's time to take your step. It's time to move ahead. Quit it now before you're dead. Find the help, just go ahead. Ask yourself to live instead. There's no fear from being misled. Thanks, MJ.
Wow. What can I say? Carlos and MJ, that was excellent. I'm really proud of you, Carlos.
Thanks,
and the
man.
rest of you on your progress and your dedication to this group.
Appreciate it.
The reason why all of you share your passions and motivations is to demonstrate what you can replace your addictions with. Your recovery process is part of your passions and your goals. You are able to live on with accomplishing your dreams. You all have been a fantastic group, and I knew that we'd all get here at some point, but all together. If you ever start thinking about dark habits or have negative thoughts, then just pause, breathe, and think about coping skills and think about your tomorrow. The changes you make today can affect that tomorrow. Goodbye, group, and good luck.
Bye, guys.
Bye, Mike. Thank you.
Thank you. See ya.
Thank you.
Touchdown, babe. Wow. They're going to be ready for tomorrow.
Hey guys, it's Ethan. So it's been about a month since my meetings with the group ended. I really miss them and hope they're all doing well. I was lucky enough to have caught my addiction early on and take the proper steps to get help. As for me, I am working towards graduating high school and then going off to college to get a degree. Not really certain on what it is exactly that I'm wanting to get a degree in, but all I know is Mike has left a considerable impact on me and where I see my life going. So yeah, bye for now, and we'll see you soon.
Hey guys, just wanted to let you know that I did end up getting my card and my car back, but I also got a lot out of this experience in the whole group. I just want to say thank you to Mike again for teaching me that true happiness comes from within and that I don't have to use to be happy. Alright, I'll catch you later. Bye.
I feel great. I'm getting back into sports, though slowly. I don't want to risk hurting myself again. But it just feels so good to be playing ball again. I really am so glad that I had the support that I needed to make it through my recovery, both from my family and from group. To be honest, I actually kind of miss group. I kind of hope that one day I could meet them all again, if only just to say thank you. I'd really appreciate that.
It's been about a month now. What can I say? I'm doing better than ever. I got a little job now where I paint portraits of people near the beach and they can just purchase them afterwards. Honestly, I'm just so glad I never looked back at the past. Overall, I'm a different person now. I'm really thankful for Mike and the rest of the group. I really hope that they're doing well. And I wish them the best in life. Hopefully we can all see each other again.
Mary Jane is something that I've heard my whole life. After all, it is my name. Yet for some reason, I've never really known it. Probably because I've never known myself. It seems that for quite some time, I lived my whole life by what other people defined me. By the pain of losing my mother and the drunken slurs that we received from my father, I was covered by the effect drugs took on my life. But now that I think about it, it's not that I've never known. I think I just forgot. Because now for once in my life, I feel a happiness, a kind of joy, and it feels so familiar. The joy and hope I felt when I was just a kid. The world ahead of me and the hope that things could, no, that things would get better. And now it seems they have. As you may know, I've stayed clean for the first time in a long while. And honestly, it's the best feeling in the world. But don't get me wrong, I still don't know who I am 100%. But I am dedicating myself for discovering it. Because for once in a long time, I'm thinking about the future and I'm looking past tomorrow.
What up, y'all? So I'm doing well, I got out, I'm a free man, and I'm pursuing the rap career like I promised. I already halfway through an album, and I got my first venue booked up, sold out for a start, so I guess that's pretty good. I really wanted to thank Mike, for helping me, and I know I was a pain in the ass, but his patience and personal experiences really helped me progress. I hope everyone else is doing just fine as well, I hope to see you all at my first concert. All right, peace.
My name's Lisa Carrillo. I work as the drug and alcohol counselor for the County of San Bernardino, in the referral center, meaning we get people into treatment. What brought me here today was I wanted to let people out there know that are struggling with this disease, that are battling with this, to never give up on yourself. It doesn't matter if the whole world gives up on you. As long as you don't give up on yourself, you'll find that power within yourself to be able to rise above it all. I first started using drugs when I was about 23 years old. I was actually doing really good in life at that time. I had a job, I was going to school, I was trying to get into the police academy, and I had to lose weight, and I was struggling with that. I couldn't lose weight, and someone that I know had suggested to me, since I've never done drugs before and I've never had any addictions or any problems, that if I did it for a couple of days, I would drop the weight and I wouldn't get addicted. So that's how it all started.
Hi, everyone. We want to welcome you today to this amazing panel discussion on the play that we all just saw, What About Tomorrow, performed by the talented and creative folks at Valley College in the theater department. I'm Dr. Veronica Kelly. I'm the Behavioral Health Director for San Bernardino County, and we're going to have our panelists introduce themselves, starting with Mr. Cordova.
Hello. My name is Alexander Cordova, and I work for the County of San Bernardino. I work at the Screening, Assessment, and Referral Center, and I'm an alcohol and drug counselor.
Thank you. Ms. Delgado?
Hi, everybody. My name is Brittany Delgado. I'm a current student at San Bernardino Valley College, and I'm just finishing up my substance abuse certificate, so I can be a drug and alcohol counselor.
Welcome. Ms. Smith?
Hi, my name's Kathy Smith, and I work for Substance Use Disorder and Recovery Services, Department of Behavioral Health, as a clinic supervisor with the RBATS and CalWorks programs.
Welcome. Dr. Avalos?
Hello and welcome. I'm Jonathan Avalos, an addiction medicine physician working full-time for the San Bernardino County Department of Behavioral Health.
Thank you. Ms. Harris?
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Tony Harris. I work for the Office of Cultural Competence and Ethnic Services with the Department of Behavioral Health, and I'm also an alcohol and drug counselor.
All right, so we're going to get right to it, and I have a couple questions. So let me start with Kathy Smith. What's your reaction about the idea of presenting a play that's solely focused on recovery?
I was very excited to learn there was a play on this. I think it's a topic that we need to provide more information on to our community members so that we can minimize the stigma and help people realize that these things happen no matter what walk of life we are in.
Mr. Cordova?
I was also very excited about hearing about this play because it's going to reach the population that really doesn't know about addiction and the treatment. And it's also going to educate the people that do know, like, on where to reach out for help when needed.
Thank you. Brittany, I'm really interested in your response to this, being a student. What do you think?
Yeah, I feel like it's a great opportunity. I feel like having a play on recovery could really help bring a lot more understanding and compassion to those who are hurting in their addictions, because sometimes we don't really get that sense of awareness unless maybe we're seeing it from a different view or perspective. So a play could be that visual representation to get those emotions, evoke those emotions that could really facilitate deep connection and learning.
Great points. And Tony, what are your thoughts? Have you ever seen anything like this?
You know, other than the one they had last year, which was really powerful as well. And I love the idea of having more creative ways to introduce and discuss recovery. There's so many talented people in the recovery community, and utilizing art and other creative avenues to focus on recovery sends a really powerful message. So really exciting.
Dr. Avalos, from a physician's perspective, what did you think?
Well, I think it's well overdue to begin this conversation using, as Kathy said, the artistic language of theater. This disease of addiction is the #1 cause of death for persons under 50 in this country, and yet remains underrepresented. So I am so glad from a public health perspective to see this expressed through theater.
So then let's go on to some other questions. So we'll start again with you, Dr. Avalos. So how do you know if somebody needs help with their struggles with drugs or alcohol use?
In a word, I would say it's in the details. When you notice changes in someone's personality, when they are no longer attending events that they may otherwise attended, when you see somebody struggling with perhaps a small inconvenience or frustration, and that becomes overwhelming. These can be signs of addiction and the stress that comes with that. I would encourage folks, if they do notice that, to see something and say something. It can be an awkward conversation, but it may be one that saves someone's life. Thank you. Exactly.
That's really important. It could save someone's life. So, Kathy, you're a licensed clinical social worker and you have some lived experience in this as well. How do we know if someone needs help with drugs or alcohol?
Well, as we know, there are many people that may be able to have a drink or not, but when you start knowing someone that is even increasing their use, you're seeing a tolerance, you may see that they're changing their social network, they're going around different people, or they're even avoiding people, because sometimes people will do this in secrecy. They'll think they're secret, but people will start to notice that care and love them, that they see physical changes. Sometimes you may go around someone and they may not be taking care of themselves as well, so their personal hygiene gets affected, but you may also start noticing different smells that you may think, what is that? Because sometimes some of the substances used will have an odor that the person may, have on them when you're around them. So it's really just, as Dr. Avalo said, being able to start being aware of what you're seeing in someone and having a conversation with them that you care when you feel comfortable to find out if you can help.
Thank you. So we did see in the play the importance of support and support groups in addiction recovery. So Brittany, what should family members and friends do to take care of themselves? And when is the best time for them to approach someone who's struggling with drug or alcohol use?
Well, having a family in and out of addiction and kind of struggling occasionally with myself, I've learned that the best thing that family members and friends could do to help themselves would really be able to just separate the loved one from the addiction. Because once the addiction takes over, that's the disease taking over. All of the hurt and the turmoil that they cause to their family and friends is not from who they are. It's not from their inner being. It's really from that disease, that brain chemistry change within them. So being able to really separate and then educate themselves on a little bit more about addiction, educate themselves on if they possibly have a co-occurring disorder. And then that would, learning as much as possible would help them gain some insight and understanding to be able to understand what that loved one is actually going through and the struggle that it really is internally. In regards to the best time to approach someone, would definitely be when they're sober, if possible. That's the best time to be able to connect with them. When people are on substances, it's kind of hard to have that relation because they may or may not even remember the conversation depending on what's going on with them. So I would definitely say ideal situation is sober.
Very good point. So Tony, same question. What should family members and friends do to take care of themselves? And then when's the best time to approach someone who is struggling with drugs or alcohol?
So I think Brittany did an excellent job covering that question. I also think that family members and friends should establish some boundaries. What are you willing to do? What are the things that are unacceptable and how do you resource them? And I think self-care is a huge part of it too. Family members and friends and those that are supporting someone who is not quite to the process of recovery really need to make sure that they take care of themselves, because there's going to be some angry conversations and hurt feelings depending on what their struggle looks like, and it looks different for everyone. If someone is a person of faith or if they're spiritual, there's church groups that have support as well, if that feels more comfortable to them. But I would really encourage family members and friends to make sure that they take care of themselves during all of this. And then the second part of the question too is the best time to approach someone, like Brittany said, not when they're under the influence. The conversation's not going to be as productive as you'd like for it to be, and not when you're angry or emotions are really high, because there again, that's just most likely going to be an argument and not a productive conversation.
Thank you. And then finally, Alex, very interested in your response to the same question as an alcohol and drug counselor, a professional in this field, and also someone with lived experiences in recovery. What should family members and friends do to take care of themselves? And when do you think is the best time to approach someone about their addiction?
Okay, so self-care is a very big, very important for family members. They take on this role that they want to help and fix the addict or the person struggling with addiction, and they think it's like a project, and they shouldn't do that. They should detach themselves from the addict's addiction, because they had no part in it, and they can't control them. They can only control themselves. Self-care is very important. Like I said, there's different avenues of going about it. There's Al-Anon, Nar-Anon, like Tony said, to piggyback on that. Going to, if they're, attending the church, there's support groups. Brittany also said, I used to do interventions prior to getting hired at the county, and sometimes you can't approach a person when they're struggling with their addiction to wait for them to be not under the influence. It's kind of hard, especially if they're advancing their disease. But I think the best time is once, as a family member or a friend, that person is struggling, nip it in the butt right away, because it could get worse and worse. And sometimes my experience as an interventionist, a lot of the interventions came out to the person, the addict themselves, saying, finally, you guys asked me for help, or I asked or help me. They're waiting, and they thought that nobody cared, and as a recovering alcoholic addict myself, until my parents intervened, I thought nobody knew. And I've always said that the last person that knows there's a problem is the person with the problem. Everybody else knows, but that person. And then once somebody brings it up, it might bring that little haha moment and say, oh, okay, but I say as soon as you can, but if you can avoid them being under the influence and they're able to stay sober or abstinent for a period of time, then yes, do that. And then I really recommend, if a professional, to sit in and do the intervention if the person's really far into it, because of the fact that the interventionist has no feelings or no ties towards the person. And when family members try to do an intervention, it becomes a war, I could say. So yeah, that's my point of view on this.
Thank you. And that is a great point. I think as a mother of someone who is an opioid use disorder person who is in recovery, I think addiction is the loneliest family disease. So let's just kind of cap it all off with I'm going to ask all of you, what is the overall message that you have for young people, or anyone for that matter, about substance use disorder? And Alex, we'll start with you.
I would like for the young people and everybody else to know, there is help out there and there is hope. The worst part is not taking that first step to seek the help. Working at the Screening, Assessment, and Referral Center, when I get that person that this is their first time reaching out for help, and they're talking to a voice over the phone, I assure them, everything is confidential, and we don't need to know your deepest, darkest secrets. We just need to know that you want the help, and there's professionals there that's going to help you get you to the appropriate level of care. And that's the main thing, taking that first step, because nothing can happen if you don't move forward. You just keep staying stuck or backwards. Either way.
Thank you. Brittany, your message for anyone who is living with an addiction?
My message would definitely piggyback on that, the message of hope. and that there's hope for your friends, for your family, for yourself, depending on where you may be at. And also another big one would be that it's really important to know that substance abuse, it doesn't begin with the trauma it ends with. Meaning it could start by just trying, just experimental, just like, oh, hey, yeah, my friends are doing it. We're out at a party. But next thing you know, your brain's involved, your chemistry's involved, and then it might be 10 or 15 years later before you realize really what happened. So there could be, you know, the struggles, the opportunities you miss, and the people you hurt could be a small bystander from that one experimental trying. So it's important to, even though there is hope for recovery, there's also hope in preventing and avoiding.
Excellent point. Kathy, last words?
I would like to say the same thing. There is hope in recovery. I have family members that are in recovery and that they've moved forward in their lives, but also that if this is something that someone starts to struggle with, that they do feel comfortable in reaching out, because there is hope for everyone. And as Brittany was saying, once it starts becoming a problem, our brain chemistry takes over. It could be our genetics that play a role too, but we can overcome, and there should be no shame, because, you know, problems with any type of substances crosses all races, all cultural, all economic boundaries. So don't feel any shame. Please just reach out and know there's other people that would be willing to help if you did so.
Thank you. And Tony, your overall message?
So my overall message would be, from a loved one's perspective, I would remind folks that this is an illness, and your loved one who may be struggling with substance use is not choosing drugs over you. It's an illness. It can be emotional and messy and traumatic, but take care of yourself, get the support that you need, and no matter the outcome for your loved one, make sure that you are safe and that you are well. And again, there is hope, and there are people that will support you and help you get through all of this. There are so many resources to get plugged into. Find the ones that work for you and take care of yourself.
Thank you. And Dr. Avalos, your overall message to people who might be living with an addiction?
Thank you, Dr. Kelly. My message to people living with addiction parallels what has already been said, which is really that addiction is a disease. And I'd like to end on a message of hope. It is a treatable disease through recovery. Your recovery may not take off right away. You may not find that solution right away. And my message would be to keep trying until something works for you, because recovery does happen and there is hope.
Thank you very much. I want to thank all of our panelists, and especially the very talented folks at Valley College Theater Department. As Dr. Avalos just said, everyone's path might be different, but in the end, recovery does happen. Thanks very much, everyone. Take care.
The turning point in my life when I decided to make changes was I had a really bad drug-induced psychosis. I ended up kidnapping my kids. You know, my mom called the cops on me, and the cops realized that I was in a drug-induced psychosis. So instead of taking me to jail, they took me to a psych ward. And it was in that psych ward where when I finally came to like a realization of what was going on, I had like a moment of clarity. I realized that I needed help. And while I was in that thought process, somebody had came up to me, staff from the ward, and asked me if I wanted to get into treatment. And so I said yes. And when I left treatment, my mom and my family supported me. They were there for me. They guided me. And I got into treatment a week after that. Treatment did help me stop using. I did do inpatient for 45 days at Cedar House. When I was done with that, I did outpatient for a year, and that really helped me. It helped me a lot because I learned a lot about myself. I learned how to take responsibility and ownership for the things I did. I learned the causes behind of why I used, you know. I thought it was because of weight, but you know, you learn more things. Also introduced me to Narcotics Anonymous 12-step meetings, and that really changed my life for the better. To this day, I still do my meetings. Recovery is very possible, you know, it's out there. And when you get engaged in that community, it changes your life. So for my future and tomorrow, I wake up every day hopeful because I know as long as I don't pick up, I can overcome anything that comes my way. I've already came so much that for me, I know that I can overcome anything as long as I don't, I don't use, and as long as I stick to that support group that I have.
The Theater Arts Department will present the full-length version of What About Tomorrow on Friday, December 4th at 7 p.m. You'll find the link to RSVP in the description below.
Thank you for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed it. We want to give a special thanks to everyone who participated to make this possible. If anyone needs help or information about substance use disorder treatment, please call our Screening Assessment and Referral Center, 909-421-4601, and we'll point you in the right direction. Be well, stay safe, and remember to celebrate those in recovery.
If you're using drugs, the message is like, I can't say stop, but I can say that every day gets better if you start finding people that are like-minded, that want different in life, that desire different. And you have to desire it. It has to come from the core. It has to come from your soul, I feel. And if you have friends that use, one of the first things they tell you, like in the 12 step, is like, you can't go back to your old friends, your old environment. So you have to start changing your way of thinking in that matter. Like, and you might be just in school, but there's a million things you could do in school. There's a counselor, a guidance counselor who never probably comes to see you. You can probably go talk to that person and see if there's after school programs or something.
There is help out there. There's 12-step meetings, if you can't get into a treatment, there's 12-step meetings. There's that 1-800 number that we have now. Every county has a 1-800 number where they can call and reach and ask for help. There's meetings out there you could just call and they'll help you. Like, there's help everywhere. Anyone will be willing to help you if you make that phone call, whether you need a ride, whether you need to get into treatment, whatever it is, like, somebody will help you.